In the summertime, we hear weather alerts about heat and humidity, and often also about air quality. Pollution and poor air quality can affect Olympic athletes, as the Games are always held in large cities. It can also affect many of us recreational athletes, whether we live in cities or in rural areas. In today's episode, we'll take a look at how pollution affects our ability to exercise, why is it that there is often more pollution during summer, and what can we do to reduce risks during exercise. Air pollution is not just one substance, but rather a whole cocktail. Depending on location and season, the makeup of outdoor air pollution can vary greatly. Cars and trucks are one obvious source of pollutants, and vehicle traffic often increases during the summer. Factories and coal-fired electrical generation is another major source of urban pollution. Even in rural areas, dust blown up from farms can be a major source. Wildfires can also heavily add to pollution levels even far away from the fires themselves. For athletes, an obvious challenge with pollution is that we breathe a lot and deeply when we exercise. As a result, we are exposed to a greater amount of overall pollution than a sedentary individual. Also, because of the deep breathing, pollutants can travel deeper down into our airways. Together, this high pollutant load can cause short-term irritation of the airways, causing coughing and making it difficult to breathe and exercise. Long-term risk includes respiratory diseases like emphysema and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and even cardiovascular risk such as high blood pressure and heart attacks can be increased due to high pollution levels. One pollutant that is directly related to summer weather is ozone, which is a molecule of 3 oxygen atoms rather than the normal 2. Up high in the atmosphere, ozone is important in protecting us from the sun's radiation. However, at ground level, ozone is a respiratory irritant, causing chest tightness and difficulty breathing. How does ozone and summer interact? Well, ground-level ozone is created when pollutants from fossil fuel burning, like nitrogen oxides and volatile organic compounds, chemically interact with heat and sunlight. So the warmer and sunnier days of summer naturally results in higher ozone levels than even sunny days in winter. Another reason that pollutants can increase is that they get trapped in the presence of thermal inversions. Typically, the ground is warmer than the air at higher elevations. Hot air rises, such that pollutants rise with the air and goes higher into the atmosphere, resulting in lower pollutant levels close to the ground for us to breathe in. However, sometimes there's a high pressure system of warm air that sweeps in. Now, air near the ground cannot rise up high, as it becomes trapped by that blanket of warmer air above it. As a result, pollution gets trapped near the ground rather than getting circulated higher up in the atmosphere. The USA uses an air quality index, and Canada uses an air quality health index to establish air quality and risk to health. On very poor air quality days, exercise should be avoided or limited, both outdoors and even indoors. On days with less severe air quality, there are some things you can do to limit risks, which really revolve around common sense ways to limit your exposure. One solution is to exercise indoors, but that assumes that you have a quality air filtration system, as otherwise you'd just be breathing outdoor air again. You can exercise during early morning, when temperatures are cooler and traffic isn't as heavy. If you do exercise outdoors, avoid major roadways and consider trails or parks instead. Most of us are very used to wearing masks now due to COVID-19, and they will help, especially with particulate matter like soot and dust. Finally, there is some evidence that long-term antioxidant ingestion can provide some protective benefits by reducing our body's inflammatory responses to pollution. I hope you haven't found this episode just hot air, but rather that it's provided you with some practical advice about pollution and what you can do to reduce its impact. I'm Stephen Cheung, and I'm a professor in the Department of Kinesiology at Brock University in Canada. We post new episodes on different topics in environmental physiology every Wednesday. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.